Stomach acidity is as common as the morning sun, but unlike the sun, it doesn't bring warmth and life, just discomfort and pain. But don't fret, my friends, help is at hand. We live in a world where stomach acidity is as prevalent as the common cold, and it's high time we turn to our kitchen for some simple yet effective remedies. So brace yourself for a journey to the heart of your pantry as we count down the top 5 home remedies for stomach acidity. Coming in at number 5, we have herbal tea, a soothing beverage for an upset tummy. Now, there's something incredibly comforting about sipping on a warm cup of herbal tea, isn't there? Not only does it calm your senses, but it also works wonders on that pesky stomach acidity. Herbal teas, such as chamomile and peppermint, are particularly effective in this regard. These herbs possess anti-inflammatory properties that can soothe the stomach lining, easing that discomfort you're feeling. Chamomile tea, for instance, has been used for centuries as a natural remedy to decrease inflammation and soothe the stomach. Peppermint, on the other hand, is a powerful herb that can help relax the stomach muscles and reduce the production of stomach acid. So, the science backs it up. Herbal teas are not just a cozy comfort drink, they're a potent home remedy for stomach acidity. So, next time you feel that burn, brew yourself a cup of herbal tea. At number 4, we have an age-old remedy, ginger. Now, ginger isn't just a zesty little extra in your sushi, it's a powerful natural antidote to that pesky stomach acidity. You see, this humble root packs a punch with its natural anti-inflammatory properties, making it a trusted ally in calming an upset stomach. Imagine this. You've just enjoyed a delightful, but perhaps a tad too spicy dinner, and now your stomach is throwing a fit. Enter ginger, stage right. A hot cup of ginger tea or even a slice of ginger steeped in warm water can work wonders. The gingerols and shogols, fancy names for the compounds in ginger, get to work, soothing the stomach and reducing the production of excess stomach acid. So next time your stomach's in a twist, don't reach for the antacids right away. Give ginger a chance to shine. Remember, when acidity strikes, ginger is your knight in shining armor. Halfway through our list, at number 3, we have the dynamic duo of bananas and apples. Now, you may be thinking, fruit for acidity? But hear me out. These two are not just any ordinary fruits, they're packed with natural antacids that can do wonders for your stomach. Bananas, with their high potassium content, act as a buffer against acid reflux. They're like the bouncers of your belly, keeping those pesky acids in check. And then we have apples, the cool kids on the block. They're rich in malic and tartaric acids, which neutralize stomach acids. Imagine them as the firefighters of your digestive system, putting out the fire caused by acidity. And the best part? They're easily available and can be incorporated into your diet without any hassle. So keep some bananas and apples handy and you'll never have to worry about acidity again. Just missing the top spot, at number 2, we have cold milk. Now, you might be thinking, milk? Really? But here's the scoop. Milk is packed with calcium, which can act as an effective antacid. The cool temperature of the milk also soothes the burning sensation caused by acidity. Plus, it coats the stomach lining, reducing irritation. It's like a triple threat against stomach acidity. So the next time acidity hits, chill out with a glass of cold milk. And finally, at number 1, we have the ultimate home remedy, baking soda. Now, don't be fooled by its humble kitchen shelf appearance. This little box of magic is a powerhouse when it comes to neutralizing stomach acid. So, how does it work? Well, the answer lies in its high pH level. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate as the scientists like to call it, has a pH level of 9. That's right, 9. This means it's on the alkaline side of the pH scale. When you consume it, it interacts with the acid in your stomach, resulting in a chemical reaction that neutralizes the acid. It's like a superhero swooping in, fighting off the acidity villains, and restoring peace and balance in your stomach. But remember, even superheroes need to be used wisely, so don't overdo it, and always make sure to follow the recommended dosage. So there you have it, folks. Baking soda, your number 1 defense against stomach acidity. And that's a wrap on our top 5 home remedies for stomach acidity. Herbal tea, ginger, bananas and apples, cold milk, and the mighty baking soda. Give them a whirl and share your experiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Remedies Insider for more amazing home remedy tips. Remember, the best cure is always in your kitchen.